Hello and welcome to Red Flags. We are your hosts, Dave, Opie, and Al, with our special guest today, Donnie.
Donnie!
And we're
That's
talking
me.
about Wes Craven's New Nightmare from 1994.
Why do you say that with like no energy?
I don't know.
Like,
I had to think
today
about it. Every
we're
time
talking
I type this into a computer, I always have to think about what the fucking title is because it's a weird... It's kind of a strange title for a movie. It's like, you know...
It is kind of a strange title, but for a good reason. So Donnie, you watched it. When did you watch it? Today? Yesterday?
I watched it yesterday.
All hour
Yeah,
and 52 minutes of it?
Oh yeah, the whole thing, the whole shebang. I was feeling when I started it, I was feeling ambitious enough to want to try to watch other movies in the series, but then I tapped out after watching this one.
Why? Did you not like how this
I
one
don't
went?
know. No, I just got tired and I was like, okay, that was a bit of a hefty goal for a Monday night.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. It was the first Freddy Krueger movie I've ever seen.
Really?
This is true for me, too.
Yeah, we watched it together at a birthday party for like a 10-year-old. You know,
People we didn't know. Have you ever gone to a birthday party of somebody you don't know? It's just like your parents' friends have kids. And so they...
they just dumped us off at this birthday party.
Yeah.
And I don't remember anybody else who was there. Like, I don't remember whose birthday it was. I don't remember who the other people were that were there. But, Dave, say something. What'd you think of it?
Say something.
What'd you think of it?
Meh.
That's it? Just meh?
Dave is fresh off just
That-
watching it.
That's the birthday party you're
I
talking
started
about, right?
watching it at close to 3, and then I kept getting phone calls and getting interrupted through it, so
It's almost 2 hours long.
it took a lot longer than...
2 hours is too long for a movie. For
No, it's not. It depends on the movie. It
That's
depends on how the
fucking too
flow.
long. Stick to 90 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot in this
2 hours was too long for that movie.
There's just a
Yeah.
lot they got to cover. There's a whole, like, okay, I'm going to guess that you guys don't even fucking like this.
Oh, I love this movie. But it's 2 hours.
No comment.
Yeah.
The whole point is to comment.
No, you said, do you like this movie, or do you not like this movie? And I said, no
All right.
comment.
We'll get to
I'm
it, I guess.
neutral on it.
All right, Opie, so what's this about?
Oh, shit. I wanted to read the little synopsis for the IMDb because I thought they captured it pretty well. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's not technically a Freddy Krueger movie. So, a demonic force has chosen Freddy Krueger as its portal to the real world. Can Heather Langenkamp play the part of Nancy one last time and trap the evil trying to enter our world?
Okay, so you just said it's not a Freddy Krueger movie. It was 100% a Freddy Krueger movie.
It's technically not a Freddy Krueger,
It is.
but Freddy Krueger is not.
The entity just took on the form of
It is.
Freddy
It's
Krueger.
just changing the
Yeah.
definition of Freddy Krueger throughout the all rest of the movies. It was like when Marvel fucking did that thing where they reset the timeline.
Or it's like when Jason got an upgrade.
That one does not count. Nobody counts that movie. Because even after
I
this,
actually really enjoyed the movie until that part.
oh, Jason X.
Yeah, I loved the hologram scene with the girls, the premarital sex thing in the sleeping bags, and then all of a sudden you see them getting smashed around.
Yeah.
That was funny.
They have that. What is that? Nitrogen. What is that? Dry ice.
Oh,
The dry
yeah.
ice kill in there where he smashes
Yeah.
somebody's head. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was an entertaining movie.
I don't think I've seen Jason X.
You're not missing a lot.
I just know of it.
About 2/3 of the movie is quite entertaining. And then once you get past that point, it kind of sucks.
Oh,
Yeah, once he gets his upgrade and he's like super mecho Jason,
Yeah, that was just dumb.
but that's not this movie. This movie is
And I
much
like how
better.
the bench thing that he fell on was all dilapidated and broken already, and somehow magically it just worked.
Well, how does everything is magical in these movies?
This was, I thought the special effects and stuff were really cool, making them.
Yeah, when did this come out? This came out in 94?
Yep.
94, because it was 10 years after the original.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And guess what? It's meta.
It had a budget of $8 million and grossed $19.7 million.
Wait, how much was the budget?
8
8
mil.
So it did good.
Dang. Wasn't it like really unpopular when it came out?
I don't know because I was like 10.
Yeah, I think so.
I was 11.
I watched Siskel and Ebert talking about this movie, and one of them fucking just hated it, and the other one was like, "This movie is awesome." So it's kind of divided.
A house divided, huh?
It's What did you think of Mika Hughes?
That little fucking psychotic little kid?
Yeah,
Terrifying.
yeah, he's a good.
I hated him.
Yeah. I really didn't care for him.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that Opie was talking about him before, about like he's like that's that like little psycho kid.
Yeah, he's in Pet Cemetery. He's the little kid in Pet Cemetery that comes back to life.
So give me a rundown. What happens in this movie? It starts off with.
Oh, jeez. I always get lost in these.
Okay, so
can't even catch up.
I got half lost through this movie anyways.
Yeah, Dave was asking a lot of questions.
There's a lot going on. It's too fucking.
There
hard.
is a lot going on, but that's what I kind of like about this one.
I think if they would have went the way of like a tulpa, it would have been a little more intriguing.
That's kind of the idea, but I don't think they really knew of the
No.
concept of a tulpa exactly when they did this. But I don't know. So it's like,
Well, they were saying, I mean, basically this demonic entity's been trying to get through, but he's trapped and unable to do anything through stories.
so it's like created through the story, right? Like a
Well, the
tulpa.
stories were what
Okay, yeah.
kept him at bay.
Exactly. So it was created through the story, but it can't get out into the real world because it's trapped in the story. So to keep it contained, you keep writing the stories. But once the stories get dull or it fucking dies or people are just over it, then it releases that energy. And that's what happened, is saying that like all these Freddy Krueger movies, like Freddy Krueger just fucking sucked at that point. And nobody was even worried about him. So then the evil could really come out and attack people in the real world.
Now, what I don't understand about that is that completely defeats all the other where it was by word of mouth, and the more people believed in him and feared him, the more power he got.
Yeah, but that was
See-
in the story. That's where this one flips the script on you.
Yeah, Jason got an upgrade.
Yeah, because now it's a real thing. And that's what Opie was like, this is what the old glove looks like, and this is what the new glove looks like. And I was like, it's not a glove anymore because
No,
he's not
it's him.
a human.
Oh, I get it now. I see.
Yeah, and so that's why the gloves were so vastly different.
Oh man, this is gonna get a good score from me. See, this was written and directed by Wes Craven.
Yes.
And if what you're saying is true about how the last movies were stupid and that's the whole concept.
Well, that's why he came back. He was like, they fucking killed Freddy.
And to say that about your own franchise in the last movies, like that's.
Well, he
amazing.
didn't do all of them.
Well, I know that, but to go back and like rip on the people who directed your movies that sucked is awesome. Way to go, Wes Craven.
Yeah.
And to make a whole fucking movie about it.
And then you know what he made after this?
I do.
What?
It's great.
Yeah.
Scream, which is another meta-based movie about making movies.
Yeah. I don't know. I always get lost in these fucking movies within a movie things.
Yeah. This one was really, really, really complicated, and that's why I think he perfected it when he did Scream.
Yeah.
Now you have like he did this one and then got the idea right, and he was like, "Oh, that's a really cool idea," and then he like put it all together with Scream and made it better. And
Yeah.
the final girl like doing that because wasn't Scream the first one to do the thing where they kill off like who you think is going to be the main character right away with Drew Barrymore.
Maybe.
And now it's a trope almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I remember reading about that, how everyone's kind of shocked. They're like, wait, you killed off Drew Barrymore like right away?
Yeah,
What the hell?
She was famous at the time too.
Yeah, she was big. She was a big time actress, and she was on the posters, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, yeah, Drew Barrymore!" And then they were like, fucking dead in the first 5 minutes. But yeah, so the movie just clips along, and
Yeah.
like,
What the hell are we even? Where does it start? I don't even remember.
well, it starts with oh my god, there's so many fucking dream sequences.
Yeah.
It starts with a dream sequence that she's having about her husband, because she's playing herself. Heather Langenkamp is playing Heather Langenkamp.
It's on a movie set.
Yeah. She's playing herself in this movie, and her husband is a special effects guy who's working on a movie that's like it's supposed to be like a top secret, Wes Craven film that nobody knows what they're working on. It's supposed to be top secret. And then he's working on a mechanical glove, but it goes awry and kills some people. And then she wakes up.
And there's earthquakes.
There's earthquakes. There's a lot of earthquakes.
There's so much going on. I don't know if we could flip in and out of these fucking realities and these dream sequences. And
There's a
It was hard to follow, that's for
eventually
sure.
the hand kills the husband. And,
Eventually, in the movie, the hand kills the husband. He dies. Freddy is haunting the son.
Yeah. He's
And
watching the movies, the old movies.
and in this world, all of the Freddy movies are movies. And so it's like you're in the real world. So this is a movie about all those movies, and they're going to make a new one.
Yep.
And Wes Craven's in this movie as himself. Everyone plays themselves, but like
Yeah.
for instance, like some of it is exaggerated and some of it's not so much. Like there's a whole stalker aspect in this where like she keeps getting phone calls and she keeps getting like pieces of paper with letters burned onto them mailed to her. And
A lot going on.
But
In
you don't
real
really
life-
see that until the end.
in real life, well, you see it earlier in the beginning because she gets a piece of letter and it's like had an E on it, and she's like, "That's stupid," and shoves it in the drawer.
Oh yeah.
But then at the end of the movie is when the kid pulls them all out, and it's like, "Answer the phone."
Oh,
then
is
the
that
phone
what it
rings.
said? I didn't even notice.
Mm.
I figured it was. Don't
Yeah, because he
say
was
it.
just standing there walking in circles around it, going, "Never sleep again.
yeah.
Never sleep
If
again."
they made this kid dial up the creep factor, like,
Too much.
yeah, they were just like, you have to be super creepy in everything, like every scene.
Yeah.
He's good at it, and you know what the worst part is? Is like I like it and I hate it at the same time. Is his fucking screaming.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was annoying.
there was one where he was in the hospital and he's screaming at the top of his lungs.
Is that when the babysitter gets murdered?
I think so, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Which is awesome. I love that. That was a good death.
Go ahead, Donnie.
I was trying to take notes while watching this, and a lot of them are just me just hating on this kid.
Yeah.
I was just like I was writing shit like, you get clothes that fit, because he was just always wearing oversized clothes. At some point, I wrote Dylan belongs in the Polar Express because I hate that movie, and I was just starting to hate him.
I don't even know what that means. Like, I didn't even know you hated the Polar Express.
That does
It's
sound
a
like good
shitty
insight.
Christmas movie, and that's all I could think looking at him. Like, get out of here, get out of here, kid.
I know you hate Eddie Redmayne, so it's like, oh, what is this, Eddie Redmayne's kid? Get the fuck out of here.
He might as well be. I fucking hate Eddie Redmayne. He's the worst.
I don't even know who that is.
I know you don't, because you don't watch anything that's not a horror movie.
What is it from?
Come on, Donnie, name some Eddie Redmayne movies.
He was in probably his most well known is Fantastic Beasts.
Yep.
I've never.
He was
actually
in that,
watched
but I still haven't watched it. I refuse.
I don't know if I've seen that.
I think that's like a. Is that a?
It's like in the Harry Potter
Okay.
Yeah.
realm.
Oh.
The Harry
He
Potter.
was, I think I'm pretty sure he played
He was
what the hell is his name?
Jupiter Ascending. He was in that too.
Wheelchair science guy.
Wheelchair science guy?
Yeah. Well, I can't think of his name
X-Men?
right now.
Professor X?
No, definitely not Professor X.
That's a wheelchair science
Yeah,
guy.
Stephen Hawking. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure he played Stephen Hawking in a
that
movie.
wheelchair science guy.
Yeah, that wheelchair science guy.
All right. Well,
Anywho, that kid sucked.
that kid was fine. He did a good job. He's a good actor for a little child.
For a
I
little
think
kid.
it's kind of a 3-1 vote on this one.
What does that mean? You don't like him as an actor? You don't think that he did a good job doing what he was supposed to do? You don't think he delivered his lines?
I don't know.
He gave it all, his all.
Yeah,
He
he
might
did.
have.
Yeah.
It just. I don't think he fit.
You don't think he
He
fit
just
what?
didn't fit in the movie right.
What do you mean? Like one of the moments
He
in the
took
movie?
me out of the movie more than anything.
What about when he jumped off that jungle gym thing?
Oh yeah, because he was trying to get closer to God or something.
That was creepy.
That
He
was,
wanted
That was
God to
pretty
take
creepy.
him away.
he was trying to get closer to God.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, he said God wouldn't take him.
God wouldn't take him.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Same thing. Same thing. But
there's a fan film called Dylan's New Nightmare that came out like last year.
really?
It was written by Wes Craven and it stars that little Dylan or Miko Hughes,
As like
an adult.
how? Oh, as an adult.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
pretty good. It's like a 30-minute little film.
Did you watch it?
I did.
You liked it?
It was all right.
All right. Is he
Tiny little
is he
film.
weird looking as an adult?
No, he's super normal looking as an adult. Like you don't recognize him. He just looks like one of us. He just looks like a normal
Yeah.
dude. So
You still have the blank facial expressions.
he grew out of
Yeah.
that. He looks like a normal old man.
Yeah, because he
That's-
lived a whole life by now.
That's what I kind of walked away thinking was he doesn't look like I thought he would look like. He just looks like a normal dude.
Well, that's cool.
Does he still have the red rum voice, but just doing normal adult things? Can I get a coffee?
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah, he's a normal guy now. I don't know how it happened.
So in the movie, about a movie within a dream, in a movie that's a dream, but it's not, but it is.
Yes.
Freddy Krueger is not a human. He is an entity. You learn this from Wes Craven, who's writing this script that is flowing through him. And I don't even know how he knows all this information about this entity. Is it because he created it? I didn't catch that.
I don't think they speak on it. It's just one of those things like he knows.
He's just doing the exposition or whatever.
Yeah, he's just a dump exposition dump guy.
Yeah.
He was saying like the bits and pieces of the script came to him in dreams. So I don't know if like he already had the dreams of what was going to happen at that point and just kind of knew everything was going to be okay, or if he was just kind of making shit up as he went.
Maybe.
What did you... Oh, Donnie, I got to ask you this because we were all here for... We watched this part at the same time over here. But what did you think of when the nurses trick the babysitter into sedating the kid?
They pull the old
Oh yeah,
switcheroo.
that's right.
They pull that old little switcheroo game and they go, no, you can't do that. The mother said no. And she's like, do it. And you turn around and then like the other nurse fucking stabs the kid in the arm with a sword.
I was like, you clever bitch.
I was like, you shiesty motherfuckers.
Yeah. I'm like, I was just kind of like, well done. I can't say I expected it,
That's fair.
but it happened, and I was just like, okay, all right.
Yeah, could we say lawsuit?
Yeah, because that brings up that whole thing. Because like Dave was like, you can't fucking keep people there against their will. Like they couldn't keep the kid there unless they had like a legal reason to, or like
They'd have to have a pretty extreme legal reason.
yeah. And then like
Oh, yeah, that would definitely be a lawsuit.
Like, for example, if they seen major signs of sexual assault, something
a lot
like
of
that,
bruising or something.
they can.
yeah, or showing that the kid's in danger from the mother.
It'd have to be pretty
Which
severe danger.
She did
Actually,
seem a
you
little
know,
manic.
that was the implication, wasn't it? That like the mother
wasn't allowing him to
gonna-
sleep.
Yeah.
That was their major concern.
Yeah, but he didn't fucking want to sleep because he didn't even take the fucking little blue pill or yellow pill or whatever it was. tucked
But I
it in
don't
his
think
little
they
cheek.
had much of a.
Yeah.
They didn't have much of a leg to stand on.
And the color of that pill is important because at the end of the movie, there's a little breadcrumb trail of those pills. And like she takes the first one and it's like, I don't know why it didn't like, she pulls the blankets over and there's another one. She's like, fuck yeah. And pops that one in. And then this song pops in my head.
Crows fly by my window slow. Headed that way, but looking at me though.
And so that was playing in my head as she was starting to trip balls crawling through the blankets, sliding down a tunnel of blankets that turned into like a sewage pipe. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Tell you
She's
what,
entering
those,
the dream world or whatever.
Those are pretty impressive pills.
Yeah.
15
Tripping
seconds and they
hard.
take effect.
Yeah, but Dave,
Yeah.
it was Freddy. It was Freddy's new nightmare. It's different from the old nightmare. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's,
What-
let's see. It's the 7th film in the franchise, and the next one is Freddy versus Jason.
Was it though?
Correct. Yes.
What was
When did
before
that
this
come
one?
out?
Oh fuck! I don't.
That
know.
had to have been early
I'm not prepared for
2000s,
that.
somewhere in there.
Gosh, it's got to be like 04 or something. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay. Donnie,
Yeah.
what would you do if you woke up to some knife scratches on your wall?
2003.
2003 is when Freddy versus Jason came out.
Oh, shit,
That makes
almost a
sense, that
decade
makes
after.
sense.
Yeah.
I know I saw it in theaters.
What would I do if I woke up and just had a claw like on me or on the walls?
On the walls.
Oh man. I think I would try my hardest to rationalize it. And if nothing else happened, I think I'd be I think I would just move on. But if there was like another instance that happened afterwards, I'd be freaking the fuck out.
You know
Yeah.
what I think?
So you'd
That's
give the
for sure.
first. You'd give the first glove a pass.
Yeah. The first glove, that's a pass. You know,
Okay.
that could be anything. You know, that could be squirrels in the walls for all I know. But you know, second glove, we gotta address that.
All right. What were you gonna say, Dave?
I said, first thing that would go through my head is Al saw a spider.
Yeah. I fucking hate spiders.
Yeah,
I've been better about it though.
If there was a glove crawling on the wall, I'd freak out because it's spidery. It's
Yeah.
very spidery, and I'd have a heart attack.
You don't
or
like
shit.
spiders either?
I'd run.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that
Run
doesn't
for
like
my life.
spiders.
I'm fairly arachnophobic myself, but when you live with them, although there
Yeah.
hasn't hardly been anything lately. I mean, for the past couple of years.
That's Opie knocking on wood. So okay, I got a question for you. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay. So how do non-binary people kill people?
I don't know.
You got an answer, Dave? You know this one? They slash them. Yes.
Nice.
We're canceled. Episode 2.
That
Good
is
while
a-
it
That is a
lasted.
horror movie. They slash them.
Yeah. Wait, what?
That's a horror.
That's
movie.
already a horror movie? Well then.
It's the perfect. It's kind of a good name for a horror movie, right?
Yeah. What's it about? Do you even know?
I think it's about a bunch of people slashing a bunch of other people. That's
Now,
kind of
here's
my
the
guess.
question, though.
They slash them.
All right.
Does
all
the
right.
title say the word slash? Or do they have a forward slash?
He's
He's Googling it. He's
forward
Googling it.
slash. It's a forward
I hear
slash.
click, clack, and click. Did you already Google it?
Yep.
All right. He's on it.
Nice. Nice.
Huh.
Who the fuck? Hey, Kevin Bacon's in it?
And they slash them?
Yeah.
This was just supposed to be a dumb joke, and now we're like talking about it in this fucking movie.
Crazy. It was a Blumhouse movie.
Of course it
Yeah,
was.
it's whatever you call that fucking thing.
The forward slash.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, that's what Dave said.
I don't know grammar.
Well, as far as the slashes go, the easiest way to remember it is go from the left point to the right point. If it starts and tilts forward,
How do you know which way is
that's a
forward?
forward slash.
Or this way is
Backslash
forward.
starts at the
Or this
back
way is forward.
and moves forward.
I think this is a backslash.
Oh no, I can't even see it. It's fine.
Yeah, I can't see from here.
It's
without
fine.
glasses.
It's fine. It's a slash, and that's all that matters.
All right. So what else do
That's-
I got?
So I got my joke in, which I really wanted to do. I was waiting a week for this. And then I really wanted to talk about how great this movie was, but apparently none of you are on board with me.
No, I'm with you. I love this movie. It's gonna get a high score from me.
I'm not
just saying
sure where I'm at with it.
It was
be
2
honest.
hours. That's so fucking.
So did
long.
you just feel drained by the time it was you took like 6 hours to watch it.
It took 3.
Yeah, I know. I'm exaggerating. That's the fun of exaggerating. You took a
6 and
2-hour movie
figures.
and added an extra hour to it. But that's fair because I think I paused it at one point.
Phone calls.
It's fair. It's
So-
fucking 2 hours.
So I have something for the movie.
What do you got?
So I was reading that like people consider this the kind of like the most like serious and kind of menacing version of Freddy. What did you guys think of that? Like Freddy going through this movie.
The first thing that I noticed was that barely any humor.
Yeah.
There was a couple good, cool nods. Like I loved the fact that they brought back the mouth on the phone.
Did they do
Oh,
that?
yeah.
They did. And side note, Heather Langenkamp loved that scene in the original movie, so she kept the prop.
Nice.
And so then
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
they brought that back in this movie because that was always my favorite line in that movie was like, "Oh, I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy."
It was during the when the letters were on the ground. It said answer the phone, and then she answered the phone.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And then little demon child started foaming from the mouth.
Yeah, he did. Oh, and apparently Johnny Depp wanted to be in this movie, but he was never asked to be in the movie. Is that right?
That's right. Do you know why?
But he died already.
What? No. He could have played a different character.
No,
Or
I
he
know.
could have played himself, Johnny Depp, like,
Oh, yeah.
but because Wes Craven didn't think he'd do it because his star was rising at the time or something like that.
Yeah, and he was afraid to ask him
Yeah.
because he's a stud.
Yeah, because he was
cool. He's so cool.
94. What? Yeah. He was on the rise back then. He was doing a bunch of shit. And yeah, wasn't the first movie his first movie?
I think so.
Yeah. So that would have been cool, but it just didn't pan out.
I like the darker Freddy. I have all of the movies, and I only watched the first 2, this one, and that's pretty much it. Because I don't like all the weird dream child shit.
Dave's like, you got.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, why didn't we call the Dream Warriors?
That one is
People liked that one.
horrible.
People like the Dream Warriors.
People love
a
the
lot.
Dream Warriors, yeah. But
I don't know.
I
It's
fucking hate
That
it.
one.
That
That one's almost on the same horrible scale as The Howling 2.
no.
It's.
I don't know.
I really don't like that one.
You didn't like when Philip was pulled up by his tendons and shit.
That was cool though. He was a little puppet.
Yeah.
There's definitely cool stuff in those movies, but I don't know.
Yeah, but like, it was weird because like Freddy was like from day one was like also funny, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think in the first one he's funny, but he's a little darker,
Yeah,
and he progressively gets wilder
yeah, and
throughout.
he's always trying to do things creepy, but like when you're not the one being attacked, you can kind of go, oh, that's goofy, that's fucking goofy, right? But like
Right.
in this movie, not so much.
I think the snarkiest he gets is when he's like, "Hey, you ever play Skin the Cat?" You
Yeah,
know, that's about
Oh
as-
yeah.
they did bring back the ceiling kill, or wait, was that in? I guess it was like I was kind of comparing it to the Fountain of Blood on the bed with Johnny Depp, but it's not even the fucking same thing at all.
No, I think you're right. I think there is that death scene in the original too.
Where he goes up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
But in this one, he does the creepy thing where he's like up against the wall, but he's upside down. But then like the kids start screaming and he's turning his head to like the normal orientation, but his body's upside down. It was cool looking. And kind of that weird Freddy like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool. I like that death. I love that.
I think that was my most memorable death from this movie.
It's a unique fucking kill. Like to drag somebody up across the ceiling. That's so fucking weird. Could you imagine dying like that? You'd be like, what the fuck is gravity doing right now?
Is that what you would be worried about? Not the guy with the knives on his hands
I'd be
trying
like,
to
how
fucking
do I
slice
get
you
away
up?
from him when gravity doesn't fucking work, you know?
She
Well,
couldn't
nobody
see Freddy
could,
though, am
yeah,
I right?
Nobody
No,
could see
because-
Freddy but the kid.
That's true.
Yeah, because she's just getting sliced up.
But still,
Yeah.
you'd be fucked up from that. You'd be like, what's gravity?
You'd
What's
be
happening?
dead. It doesn't matter.
You'd be like, am I in space? What's happening?
Why am I floating?
Yeah.
Oh, because you're dead.
She was not totally dead at that point.
No, she wasn't dead.
No.
She was dying.
She had time to contemplate.
She
gravity.
fucking was trying to reach out to Dylan, and Dylan's trying to reach up with his little creepy fucking stick hand.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is he going to do? I'm going to pull you off the roof.
And I think, is that one of the times the kid just randomly screams, Rex?
Maybe.
That's when he
I
dove off
think
the
so.
bed, I think.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of it was earlier in the movie when they're at the cemetery, right? And the coffin falls, and then the kid grabs the Freddy grabs the kid and pulls him into the coffin.
It's very cool. Very horror, scary
Yeah.
stuff.
That was an awesome scene.
I liked that a lot because that's kind of why I brought up like it's supposed to be a more menacing Freddy because like that's where you first like you really see him in the movie, I think. And like I was genuinely like, okay, this is kind of like just the way he pops up and it cuts to his face like dragging Dylan down. And I was just like, this is genuine. Like he had no like wisecracks or anything. He was just like fucking there. And he's like, yeah, I'm taking your kid. And
Yeah.
like that's genuinely scary.
Yeah.
That's a dark, like it's, kidnapping. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it was
Taking
brutal.
your kid into a grave, that's horrifying.
And then she grabs him, and I don't know why, but because I think John Saxton was there, right?
Yep.
And it just reminds me of towards the end when like everything gets super trippy, and she goes into the dream world, right? And then she's meets up with John. I don't know if I'm getting this order correct or not.
This scene, I keep forgetting. I've watched it fucking 3 times in the last goddamn week. And I don't remember. In my mind, I want John Saxon to get murdered by Freddy, but I don't think that happens.
No,
What
he
the hell
doesn't. He
happened?
gets in the car and he fucks off.
Oh, god damn it.
But like he's in the house, and she's like, "Come on, Nancy," and she's like, "Why are you calling me Nancy, John?" And he's like, "Why are you calling me John?" Right? And at first you're like, he's just saying that because she said that, but like because in his mind he's dad, so he's like, "You're supposed to call me Dad, not John."
Oh.
Right? And so they don't really specify on that, but so like that takes me out of the moment because I like had to think about that for a second.
I didn't even put that together.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things that you'd have to be a fan to really understand, I guess.
Yeah, I think there were a couple moments like that. And
But
yeah,
that's really cool. That's like, like the execution of this whole movie is awesome. He's saying fuck you to all the sequels while tributing all the good,
and stepping into the world of meta filmmaking.
Yeah, this movie is awesome.
I really like it.
Yeah, except for
Like-
being 2 hours.
And like I said before, you make a movie about making movies, I'm in.
That's fair.
You put
Have you ever seen? Never mind.
what? No, you can't do that.
I'll hit you in a second here. I gotta look it up.
You got okay.
Now they just need to make a movie that takes the movie Saltburn and makes it a movie.
No,
And you're totally
no,
I love
no. Undo that.
Meta Saltburn.
That means you would have to watch the movie again.
that. Oh wow, you'd love that.
Donnie hasn't seen that yet, has he?
I haven't. No. I know about
You are
some of the
not
scenes.
missing
but
out.
I'll
on
bet you he'd
anything.
fucking love it. I bet you it'd be his favorite movie.
Al picked it out. It was his pick.
I didn't pick it out. It was suggested to me, and I didn't preview it before. I was like, let's fucking do this movie.
Did
But
you
know
like
what?
it?
We did it, and we saw it, and we watched it, and we can check that off the bucket list.
That
You know
was
who
not
can't
on
do
my
that?
fucking bucket
You know who
list.
can't do that? It's Donnie. Donnie hasn't seen it yet, so he doesn't even know.
Okay. I'll put it on the list.
No, you put it on your play next.
Have
I do
fun.
like the idea of just like watching a movie just to say you've watched it. You've been there. You watched it.
I'm
You
not
did
proud
it.
of saying I watched it.
Yeah,
You don't
but
have to be proud of it, but
I'd rather not say I watched it. I wish I wouldn't have.
Well, you can't unsee it. It's too late.
I've seen some fucked up shit. And
We're gonna watch some fucked up shit too. Like that's in the plans.
Yeah.
And now we don't have to watch that one again.
So, you guys, for that theme, have you gotten any, like the amount or time or?
What theme?
Well, you're
Like,
doing like the
fuck
meta theme
movies?
right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
We're just kind of seeing how it goes.
So there's a movie called Behind the Mask: The Rise of.
I have that written on my hand.
Do you?
It's not it washed off, but
Have you ever seen it?
No, but it's about like I know.
You're gonna love it because it's a
I-
meta movie that's really well executed, like Scream.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see that. Like it is on my list, and I wrote it on my hand like last week.
Nice, dude. Yeah, we should watch that one. I think everybody would like it. I think Dave would love it because it's not.
Well, like I said,
this.
we're kind of we're testing out a theme thing right now. So you guys said you wanted to do like meta.
The only
We'll
problem
do a
though,
couple of those and see how it goes. And
Yeah,
is you have to pay for it everywhere except for a subscription to AMC Plus. Which,
well, just buy it.
who the
It
fuck
don't
is
I figure it out. It's not a big deal. Plus, it's
I
supposed
bought
to be
Wes
a really good
Craven
one.
because I couldn't get the stupid Shutter thing to work.
Which kind of confused me, but I wasn't here for it to be like, oh, it's right here.
It does it all the you know, like when it does that weird blackout thing on Netflix.
No.
Well, I showed you that before, and I had to shut it off and power it back down and get out of it and then go back in again.
Okay.
It does that on some stuff, and then I just got annoyed because I was like, okay, I don't care, I'm just gonna buy it.
Yeah. Because then he was like, oh, I had to buy it. I'm like, I also have a DVD.
Yeah,
Oh, do
I'm
you?
not gonna. Go
Yeah,
try to
you
hook up
brought
that
it back
DVD.
here.
Oh, shit.
The last time we used that DVD player was probably a year ago.
Maybe more. This was
No,
this year went by
a
fast.
couple months ago, I think Opie brought one that we watched on DVD.
Yeah. What was it?
Fuck if I know.
I don't know.
Watched so many fucking movies.
Oh God, no kidding.
I know.
There's that list I lost. I'm so sad I lost that piece of paper that had all the movies. I think there was 2 full pieces of paper, front and back.
You lost it?
I can't find it. I'm so
It's around somewhere.
You lost it again? Didn't we just find that?
yeah. One of these times I'm going to turn around and it's going to be just sitting here.
It's around somewhere. I know it is.
I
It's
found
around
it before,
somewhere.
sitting over there. Notebook.
Bullshit.
I don't think I took any notes on this one.
What
I
we'll
did.
have to do is we'll have to set up a little spreadsheet or something on a laptop, or we'll put something over there so you'll be able to just leave it there, and every time we do something, you record it, you type in what you want, and it'll save it every time. And then we'll connect it to the internet, and we'll be able to just send it over through
Yeah.
like a Dropbox deal or.
We can definitely do that.
Yep.
What do you got for notes? What are some of the notes that popped out in your head that you're like, oh, I wanted to bring this up?
Well, I have good and bad and a bunch of good. Good is like Donnie said, it's darker, it's scarier, he's more serious.
Yeah.
Meta before Scream.
You have that written down?
Yep. And there's a bunch of callbacks. This is full of Easter eggs and callbacks, and
Yeah.
it's really well
I think I
done.
mentioned a couple of them.
Julie's death. We've talked about all this stuff. Julie's death was super good. The special effects are good.
Well, nah.
There's
Some
the
of them.
highway scene.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's pretty bad.
that's what definitely popped in my head as soon as he said that.
Okay. I kind of like the highway scene. I don't know why.
It's very obviously green screen.
Yeah, I get it. It's terrible looking.
But I mean, they're not going to throw a little fucking 8-year-old into real traffic.
No.
And
They
they're not going to
shoulda.
hire like hundreds of stunt drivers.
I second that, Donnie.
Imagine the performance you would have got.
Oh
Yeah,
well, then
right.
Nancy gets hit. I mean, Heather gets hit by a car and then just runs away.
Oh yeah, that bugged the hell out of me. I'm like, there's no way you're just walking away from that.
Was it you that
It
Dave?
depends on how. I mean, she wasn't really hit. It looks like she kind of jumped,
She's a stunt.
rolled
lady.
over the hood, and hit the windshield. I mean,
Yeah, but now that guy's got
and
a
then she
hit.
went tumbling for a while.
How's he going to explain that to his insurance?
Or the cops. Because there's a pileup.
Who was it who said like, "Oh, cause a pileup," and then just run away?
Yeah.
Was that you, Dave?
That was me.
No, that was
okay.
Opie.
Can you imagine just driving down the road and just seeing all that? You're like, yeah, I don't know. This kid was floating and just kind of flew across the air, and then his mother came and rolled over my hood. So yeah, I don't know. Can you pay for this?
Is that kind of, fuck it? I mean, I hit a deer,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
which works for us out here, but you know, and maybe in the middle of LA or wherever they are.
There's a lot of deer in LA, though.
Are there?
Mhm.
There's a lot of homeless,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you could say you hit a homeless.
but I don't know. Was it that bad in '94?
I have no idea.
Times were different.
LA was peaking in like 94. It's downhill now.
Yeah. What, Donnie? What are your notes? What do you got?
I don't know. We touched down on a lot of this stuff. I did write down because I haven't seen a lot of stuff with like Robert Englund or even just like outside of movies. So I like he was in the movie and when I heard him talk, I'm like, whoa, he sounds normal. Cause like my only frame of reference are like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and then 2001 Maniacs. So I was like shocked to hear his voice, and I'm like, oh, he's a normal fucking dude.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of hating on Dylan here.
I have seen Robert Englund. I just wanted to touch on that. I have seen him in a bunch of other stuff, like random cameos, but it's always a role where he's like a creepy doctor.
Oh, now that you point out, I've definitely seen him like as a doctor in something.
Like he
I
was
just can't
in
remember what.
an episode of Workaholics, and he was Dr. Sleep or something like that. No, Dr. Telemericorp. That's what his name was. Because they found this creepy painting, and then they all did. I don't know what drugs they were on in that episode, but I think they were trying to stay awake for some reason, and Adam gets like possessed by him.
He was in Stranger Things.
Oh,
He was in Stranger Things.
He was
Yeah.
in Spy Kids.
I've not seen Spy Kids, but do you know
he
who
was in
directed that?
Spy Kids.
You know who directed Spy Kids?
Who directed it?
Yeah.
I don't know who.
Isn't it Robert Rodriguez?
Fuck if I know.
It's like a director that's like you wouldn't expect to have directed Spy Kids.
He's on the regular show. If anybody ever watches the regular.
I've never seen that, but I think you've told me to watch
Regular show.
That's a good one.
it. Is that the one with the bird?
Yeah, Bird
Oh.
and
Yeah.
a raccoon
That show
or something.
sucks.
Ah, I love that show.
I love that show.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Pops is my hero.
Yeah, he just. It's a good one. to just put
Mordecai and Rigby.
on. That's really good.
I think
Fucking
Joe probably
awesome.
killed it for me.
Yeah. Did he like try to force
He
you
was
to watch it or
obsessed
something?
with it. Yes.
He was in Strippers vs. Werewolves.
That makes sense. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I might have seen that.
Oh, he was in Supernatural as Dr. Robert.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Maybe
Doc-
that's where I saw him.
He was in a movie called Chuck and he's Dr. Stanley Wright.
He's in a. Is it a show, Chuck, or is
Oh,
it?
he's Dr. Andover in Fear Clinic. This is hilarious. He is.
Oh, it is the show, Chuck. I do remember that episode. That was a good one.
That's funny. He is a doctor in a lot of these. Doc Holleran
Yeah, he's always like a.
behind the mask. Wow.
And he's in Behind the Mask. Awesome. We can look forward to that.
Crazy.
So is that our next one?
I mean, I think it should be.
I think it should be. I think everybody's going to love that one. It's really.
I think for now, during the whole theme thing, instead of rotating picks or anything, I think we just come to an agreement and pull the trigger on them.
Works for me.
And then we'll take a break, and then we'll do a couple rounds of, each of us doing...
picking something?
Yep, picking something. Then we'll hit decide on a new theme.
Yeah, works for me.
I like that.
Okay, so I have been doing a lot of getting this podcast put onto things.
Yep.
And so it's available on, I can't think of anything that it's not. Maybe Pandora. It might not be on Pandora.
We got Spotify for sure.
You want me to name a few?
And just, give me a handful of platforms.
Well,
I'm assuming pretty much everything.
Spotify, Apple, it's on iHeart. It's also on YouTube. It's not, there's no video. It's just the audio, but it is on YouTube. Let's see. I got it on, I don't know. I think it's not, the only other thing I think it's not on is Alexa/TuneIn, which I never had even heard of.
I've never heard of it either.
But let me see here. Directories. So Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Podcast Index, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Pocket Casts, Deezer, Listen Notes, Player FM, Overcast, Castro, Castbox, Podfriend, Good Pods, True Fans.
Okay. What about
90% of those I haven't heard of?
What? What'd you say, Dave?
Oh, I said 90% of those I haven't heard of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me either. But you know what? It's people listen to different things. Oh, and you can listen to it on Buzzsprout online. Like you can just go to Buzzsprout and look it up on there. And it's spelled REDFLGS podcast.
No
Red
A.
flags, no A.
Because none of us were A students.
No, you know.
Dave probably was.
But it's also the same
Probably
thing.
wasn't.
So it's like Red Flags Podcast with no A on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. And then it's Red Flags Pod on Twitter.
Cool, man.
So we got
Appreciate that. That's a
all
lot.
of those things done. The annoying part is they all have their own separate analytics.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's a bummer. What did you show me when there was like 13 people?
That was Buzzsprout, and that we're at 20, by the way.
Hey, that's amazing. I didn't think anybody was going to listen. So people listening is
Yeah,
amazing.
I don't want to
So
get our hopes up, and like we're not gonna don't plan on like making millions of dollars on this.
no, if anything at all.
Yeah, this is just for funsies. Like I'm just talking to talk because apparently I love my own voice. I hate it. I hate my voice so much.
You'll get used to it.
But yeah, so we got.
I tell you what, this hearing yourself in your headset crap is
You don't like it?
takes a.
It takes some getting.
It's
used to.
annoying, but I'm getting used to it now.
So yeah, we got 20. We have one person so far that has listened in Germany, which I thought was really
interesting.
cool. So we are now international, boys. We've hit the international market.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It'll be a lot
surprised.
better once we get our shit figured out a little bit more too.
Yeah, once we're more fun to listen to.
Do we have any scores?
Okay, I'm giving this a straight up 9.
9. Damn.
A lot of it is
Ooh.
nostalgia, and that it holds up to my views of it from over time. So like, I liked it. I loved it when I was little, even though I had to like miss a lot of it. But then I had to rewatch it, and the next time I watched it, it went down for me a little bit because I watched it in order. I did a marathon day of all the Freddy Krueger movies. And by the time I got to movie 7, I was like, oh my God. I think, what was the last one? Dream Warriors? So you're kind of like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Right? So,
And then they're like, here, watch this 2-hour reset.
yeah, but then I had to watch Freddy versus
You're really hung up on the
Jason.
2-hour portion of it.
I hate 2-hour movies.
And then there was Freddy. What do you want? I know that like horror movies, the idea is the goal 90 minutes, hour and a half. That's like the perfect.
Yep.
Get in, get out.
We watched a movie recently that was 2 hours, and we all talked about how it went fast. This one does not.
Did not go fast.
It feels like a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with you on that one. So that's why it's not a fucking 10. Also, I don't think I've ever rated anything a 10, and I don't know what my number one top movie will be.
For me, it's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's a perfect 10.
Gross.
Ooh.
It knows
That's
exactly
got to be
what
about
it
a
is
9.5 on mine.
and executes it perfectly.
I don't remember
It's
what I rated it.
entertaining.
I don't remember what I rated it. I know there was times when I would rate something and I'd be like, I'm just fucking tired, so I give this a 4.
I wish I could show you. I wish I could.
So, how about Donnie? We need a
Oh,
little intake
man.
from you here.
We need
I
anything from
think-
you.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, but we gotta get it from Donnie before he gets influenced by all our takes.
Okay, what do you got, Donnie?
That's fair. That's fair. When I first finished it last night, I was being kind of critical and harsh, and I was dipping towards like a 5 or a 6. But the more I'm like thinking about it and like talking about it, I'll give it like a 7.5.
Okay.
Like I think like it felt so long because it did a lot right away in the beginning, and then just there was so much exposition and shit in the middle that just kind of seemed to drag on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave
but-
got up and walked into the kitchen a couple times. I'm like, one time I paused it. I'm like, this is important. It was when
Yeah.
Wes Craven was about to explain everything.
Oh yeah, yeah,
like
and
part
really
of
bring
those-
it all together.
Half the times you only needed to hear it
Yeah.
because the scene was just them sitting there talking face to face for 45 minutes.
I love how he was like leaning on his Apple II or whatever
Yes.
computer it
So
was.
after 2 hours of Dylan screaming, no, I think like I love that. Like thinking about that, this came out in '94, with how meta it is pretty damn ambitious, and I think it did it right in a lot of ways. And I think it's cool to think that this set up Wes Craven for Scream
Yeah.
and all that. And I do like the contrast between a lot of like, even though Freddy wasn't necessarily in this movie so much, like I like the compare and contrast between it. And I do think like in the dream sequences in this movie, he was kind of more like Freddy in all the other films, as opposed to like the quote unquote real world where he was just more menacing.
Yeah.
So I think that brought out the fact that it was like an entity as opposed to the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, that's my hot take.
Nice, dude.
I can agree with it.
Yeah, me too.
What do you got, Dave?
Going 6.
6. Not
Dave
a
with the
fan.
lowest
Not a
score.
fan.
Well, it's above average. 5 is kind of neutral, but it held my attention for an hour. But there was a lot of lull in between where it just, I don't know, didn't really keep me going.
when you rate, do you start at like a 5 and then it goes up or down depending
Yes.
on what it is?
For the most part.
Okay, because I started
I
at
always-
10 and then it goes and it can chip away.
Nope, I always start at like 5, just typical standard, movie.
Yeah.
Every movie, in my opinion, should start at least, just neutral, 5. Just
Yeah.
it's a movie, something to watch. And then it just kind of goes up, down. In the
Depending on how
cases
that
of
goes.
some of the movies we've watched, it goes down real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we didn't like the Exorcism. We all gave it pretty good.
I was okay with it. You guys fucking hated it.
It wasn't. It's just the ending was
Dave
what,
gave it a 5. I
5
gave it a 3.
average.
You gave
It kept my
6.
attention.
Yeah, I kept it up there. Like 6 is better than what you give it a 3.
That movie sucked.
It was fine. It was fine. It was fine.
It was not. It
They
was
tried.
cliche. It was just,
They tried their best. They tried their best.
Well, you gave this movie the most with 9.
9.
I give it an 8.5 because it was 2 hours long.
I wish you could see the look on his face, the fucking side cocked head, like it was 2 hours long.
It was. That's like one of my only complaints is that it was too long, and like you guys say, it kind of lagged a little bit there in the middle.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
8.5 is really good. That's a really good score.
That's
It's
good
not
for
bad. It's not
Opie.
bad. I'm not mad about
That's
it.
a good.
I'm not mad
You guys
about
liked it.
So if you have any,
Liked it a lot.
just to give you any indication, Opie's scores are pretty critical.
Yeah, he's a
So-
harsh
Okay.
one. He's a harsh one.
If you thought the movie was excellent, and even though he'll talk it up and say it's excellent, it usually gets a 7.
We'll see what happens next week with the new one, the
Yeah.
Leslie Vernon. I think that one's going to get a higher score.
I thought it was funny when Donnie was like, well, that was pretty critical. And in my head, I was like, another Opie.
That's good.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
That's why we call you Grumpy.
I get really artsy
That's an old
with
Mark
my
thing.
with my takes though.
You get what?
I look at a lot. Artsy.
Artsy? Yeah.
Look at a lot of shit. Yeah.
It's a good thing.
So, yeah, I don't know anything else to say about it.
No, I think that's it. I think we got her. But yeah, so follow us on all the socials and listen to us on all the things that you can listen to things on.
That's Red Flags with no A.
No A podcast. Red Flags podcast. And if it's not Red Flags podcast, it's Red Flags pod. But yeah, hit it up and yeah, we'll just let this fade on out and I'm gonna hit this and we're gonna listen to this little ditty.